Hello there. What is going on, everybody? Today we're going to be talking about how FFG is addressing this problem with the huge ships not being in the squad builder because there's possibly some good news on the horizon. So that's pretty cool for people like me who've got all these huge ships. Anybody who's bought the huge ships or the huge ship conversion kit and you're looking to be able to use the squad builder, offline mode they're talking about too. So a lot of cool stuff. Also, I do want to take a moment to thank the sponsor of these videos, Luxury Playstyle. If you haven't already, check out luxuryplaystyle.com. They've got amazing tokens for a ton of different games, and especially X-Wing. They've got shield tokens, charge tokens, force tokens. They're all full metal. There's 3 different finishes. They are double-sided. You can flip them over. You're going to really impress people at your game store when you pull these out. But there's a little bit more going on right now because we're getting close to Black Friday. This is great for holidays. You can save 15% with code Crabbok VIP. Over Black Friday, you're going to even be able to save a little more. You're going to be able to save 20%. And I've got something special to show you. They have been working on some new stuff. Now, what I'm going to show you is an early prototype, maybe slightly different in the final product, but starting Black Friday, you're going to be able to get focus, evade, calculate tokens, and these are going to be double-sided, and so you're going to have different things on different sides, so you might have focus on one side, calculate on the other side. They're going to be really, really cool. I've been excited about these for a long time, and I'm happy to kind of give you a little sneak peek at what is going to be available to pre-order on Black Friday. If you use my code Crabbok VIP, it's a bonus for Black Friday. You're going to save 20%. 20%. So this is the time. If you've been holding out, Black Friday, luxuryplaystyle.com. Check them out. If this is what you've been waiting for, if you've been waiting for something new, if you've been waiting for a bigger deal, this is the time to do it. Get those Christmas gifts in. Get these stocking stuffers. Get them for your friends. Tell your girlfriends. Tell your wife. Tell your mom. Tell your kids. This is what you want. Tell them to do it on Black Friday. Tell them to use code Crabbok VIP. Save 20%. And they might even have some extra special little gifts like a free token when you order on Black Friday or something like that. So more details still coming out, but I'll keep you guys posted. So that's really cool. So on to the crux of the video. We're talking about this tweet right here from Fantasy Flight. Star Wars X-Wing players, many of you have noticed that the huge ships have not been added to the squad builder. We're actually completely reworking our squad builder app, including a much more user-friendly interface, offline mode, and support for epic play. I don't know why I'm doing it in some kind of silly dramatic voice, but I mean, this is actually a really good tweet, and it's. I like the increased communication they have been giving us lately, and I think it's been pretty beneficial. And I think there have been some road bumps in the path to get here, but we're in a pretty good spot now that we're getting a lot more communication from FFG. From a certain point of view, it's kind of bad for me because that's one of the things that I used to always do is like kind of be like, hey, here's the latest, and like, well, if they're giving it to you directly, you don't have to come to me, but maybe, we can, that's fine. It's better for the players at large to get better communication. So that's still good for me because if the game is healthier, that's good for everybody, including me, because I play these games and I love to get this type of communication because sometimes there was no communication and I didn't even have anything to tell you. So this is great because it's just more stuff to talk about. So, first off, they have said multiple times, I think, and again, I'm going to speculate here a little bit, but it's not full-blown speculation. I think it was a misstep to make X-Wing 2.0 into the app that it is right now. I'm not saying the game didn't need a second edition, but I think the way that they went about kind of developing this website, this app, to be able to run the game and have all these updates, it has pros and cons, and that's all I'm saying. And the cons are pretty significant. I think one of the biggest cons is the cost to maintain that ended up being a lot more, I believe, than they had initially said. I think they've said that a couple of times at different conventions, whether it's Star Wars Celebration or Gen Con or other conventions, or even the AMA. I think they talked about how this has been a really big undertaking and very problematic. And like, there's even rumors going around about how there was maybe only one person that could update the squad builder, and they had left, and somebody else could kind of add more to it. But then with the huge ships, there was problems because the huge ships are a whole different dynamic. They have entirely new upgrade slots that didn't even exist before. And so it wasn't as simple as just adding a new ship with all of the boxes and the variables that had already been designed. You had to actually, change the code to account for an entire new category of ships and vastly different approaches to this game. And so I think that was part of the problem. So now what they're potentially doing here is completely reworking the Squad Builder app. May actually make it look a little bit more basic. It's just a guess for me. And I think that could be a good thing because honestly, some of the most basic squad builders are some of the best ones. Yet another Squad Builder 2.0. Fantastic. It's a very, very simple interface, which means even if you're in a low bandwidth area, it's still going to load like super quick. I love that. I don't need lots of images and pictures of everything in my squad. I don't mind having a picture of the card, or pictures of the icons and iconography, but I don't need all the card art. I don't need that in my app. I mean, that's just going to slow things down, right? So that's my suggestion if they're listening. Maybe get rid of the art. Make it load faster. There's no need to have to upload all of that stuff. But also, a more user-friendly interface. I didn't think the interface was that bad as far as user-friendliness, but maybe different people have different preferences. I think a lot of the Squad Builder, the third-party builders kind of have perfected it though, because they've been doing it for a lot longer of a time. But offline mode, I think, is great. I love offline mode, and I think that's something that it has to have because there are dead zones. There's dead zones all the time. There's so many places, even in Orlando. I live in Orlando. Orlando's a pretty populated area. It's not a small, isolated, rural area. It's a pretty urban, pretty developed, civilized area. And there's dead zones everywhere in Orlando. I mean, it just happens. Sometimes it's by design, but sometimes it's it's just unfortunate. There's like 2 blocks not far from my house where I just never can get any data whatsoever. Data depends if you're watching Star Trek: The Next Generation or not. My point is, offline mode, super super awesome, and also support for Epic Play. So they are working on it. Now they said they'll tell us more as they get closer to development. So this is probably still going to be a while. So for now, continue to use the third-party, builders, and by all means, continue to use them afterwards because they may still prove to be superior. I think the people who've been making these third-party websites and updating them in the face of FFG still having their own, they're the real heroes, in my opinion. They're doing all this work, and what are they getting for it, right? If they have a Patreon or if they have donate buttons, by all means donate to them. I think you should. If what they've done, and that's a lot of work, if they've enriched your life, I think you should. I have donated to quite a few different builders out there, and it's, I think they're fantastic. So, but this is good news because it does tell you that they are going to support their own product. I had actually replied to this tweet saying, thank you, because some of us were worried that you were releasing expensive products and that were immediately unsupported upon release day, and that sends a really bad message because that can damage the faith in product. And I'm not trying to knock FFG here. I'm actually trying to give them, this is a good thing. Continue to do that because I don't want you to hurt the brand. I don't want the games to suffer. I enjoy playing these games, and I don't want, them to disappear because of mistakes that were made. So this is a good thing. I'm happy about this. It's because initially I was kind of down. I was a little kind of annoyed at some of the mistakes, especially with like the CR90 having the wrong dial. A lot of those types of mistakes, and then not being supported. It just made me wonder if if this was going to be like maybe the beginning of the end. But I don't think that's the case, and this is evidence to kind of galvanize that no, it's they're fixing it. So good for them. I do want to talk about something else, though, kind of unrelated to this, because this was kind of a smaller thing. I also want to let you guys know about something that's happening in December. And this is not strictly X-Wing related, but this is kind of related to all... it's more channel related, so I've mentioned this in some of my other videos, but I am doing basically a super giveaway. If you ever watched Ellen, she does 12 Days of Christmas. I'm doing 12 Days of Life Day. And what I'm doing is, how I normally have giveaways going on all the time, and you have to subscribe and leave a comment to be, to enter to win, and I'll announce a winner, and those run for maybe 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks at a time, depending. Well, I'm just going to do giveaways that are going to be impromptu and like, all right, boom, this day. So I'm going to do 12 days where I just give stuff away, and you'll have to watch. You have to. It's going to be in December, and sometimes I will announce them at the end of my videos. Sometimes I will announce winners on Twitter. So if you're not following me on Twitter, you probably want to do that. Sometimes I'll announce them on Facebook. So if you're not following me on Facebook, you probably want to do that. And by January 1st, any of these prizes that are not claimed, because to claim your prize, you're going to have to email me at mailcrabbok@gmail.com. Come January 1st, any prizes that are not claimed are going to be rolling over to Patreon, because every once in a while, prizes don't get claimed, and I typically will roll those over. I give people 30 days, and if it doesn't get claimed, it doesn't get claimed. Then I'll give it away again, and that's how I've been able to do like bigger gift card giveaways. A lot of times I do like 25 at a time. So every once in a while I do a $100 gift card giveaway, because occasionally gift cards don't get claimed. So it's just it's going back and rolling it back. And so right now I'm going 12 days of Life Day in December. So make sure you click that subscribe button and leave comments on the videos. Watch the videos. Usually, bonus points if they're relevant comments. Don't just say first or something like that. That's, because the whole comment section is there so that we can share ideas. And that's really why I do this, is to create an environment where we can discuss the games, where we can be a constructive influence, where we can talk to each other, where we can give advice or ask for advice, give help, get help. If I make a mistake, let me know. If you, or if you have something positive to say, go for it. If you want to nitpick on something too, go for it. Try not to be a destructive or an overly negative influence though on in the comment section. If you can help it. I understand everybody's got a vent sometimes, but that's kind of, I think, the beauty of the comment section. And by far, like, the overwhelming majority of all of you that do leave comments have been very positive. And so and that's really cool, because it's kind of like my own insight into the Star Wars and gaming community. You guys are awesome, and it's my privilege to be able to give back to you for Life Day, for Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Ramadan, whatever it is, any holidays that you happen to, or no holidays whatsoever. So we're going with Life Day, because that's always appropriate. All right, guys. Well, that's all I've got for you today. I want to thank my patrons on Patreon. If you are interested in supporting the channel, there are links to Patreon down in the description. Make sure you check those out. There's all kinds of different rewards you can get. There's giveaways that happen on Patreon. You can get your name in the credits. There's special channels in Discord, all kinds of stuff. So read up on it. If you're interested in supporting the channel, check it out. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and as always, have a great day.